Hello, good morning, everyone. It is Brenda over at Blasterworks, and it is time. I know this is not trash talk, this is something else. It is time for trash talk. It is Sunday, February 1st, and this is going to be a weird one. I'm not going to the flea market only because we have a store meeting today, so I have to go into work actually. But let me clear off my desk. But while I clear off my desk, I'm going to you guys can watch this little short video of what I did yesterday, part of yesterday, and then I'll be right back, okay? All right, hold on. Hello, good morning. It is Saturday morning, and I'm going to do something real quick so that I can add it to tomorrow's Trash Talk. I saw this on one of the van life YouTubers that I watch, and she was trying this TikTok recipe thing. I think that's trending on TikTok, and I don't do TikTok, so I have no idea. But she just took, and it's supposed to be like, she called it Japanese cheesecake. So she just took Greek yogurt, plain. Well, she had a vanilla, but the original TikTok video says plain. So I got my favorite Greek yogurt that I eat every morning, but I got the tub instead. Usually I just get the little one. So I'm going to use this. And then what you do is, I'm just going to go ahead and open it now. I'm thinking I might need to stir it a little bit because, you know, it kind of settles. But what you do is you take Biscoff cookies and you just stick them in there randomly, okay? So we're going to do that. And then you let it sit overnight in your refrigerator. And then by the next day, I think the cookies have kind of broken down and they get kind of crumbly. And then you just stir it or just scoop it out and eat it. And it's supposed to taste kind of like cheesecake. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of stir this up first. Well, it seems pretty consistent, but, you know, I just want to make sure that it's not too thick at the bottom and kind of runny at the top. So I'll just at least stir this portion up here before I start dipping in cookies. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. All right, and then I got my Biscoffs. And I already opened it on one end. So, all right, so you're supposed to just take these and just stick them in here like this. All right. How many you put in there, I do not know, but I'm going to put as many as I can in there, probably. Well, I think when she was doing it too, what happened was it started rising because, you know, you're adding more volume to it. So I think you can only go like a certain amount before it starts peeking out over the top. So let's just put in what we can before it gets too high. See how it's protruding in the middle? That's okay. I'm going to use the spoon to kind of pop it down some more. I know, weird, right? But the reason I'm starting it now in the morning is so that I don't have to wait overnight. I think by after dinner tonight, hubby and I can try it because this is early Saturday morning, and then we'll try it for dessert Saturday evening. Okay, so that means it'll be sitting in the fridge over 12 hours because it's probably about, I don't know, 6:30 right now. I just want to make sure it's all in there so it gets kind of, yeah, it's about 6:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. And so then by the time we eat dinner, it'll be at least 12 hours later. So, okay. So, but I want you guys to join me in case this turns out pretty good. And I'll be honest if it's good or not. Well, I mean, it's got to be good. It's got these in there, right? But we'll let that sit now. And I'm going to go put this in the fridge, and then I'm going to have it for dessert tonight, and I'll let you guys know how it is. All right? All right. See ya. All right, guys, I am back. And did you enjoy that little short video? I enjoyed the dessert, that's for sure. Okay, here's a picture of how it turned out. This is in the bowl last night, and both hubby and I tried it, and we liked it. It really does taste like cheesecake. Um, I'm thinking, and he suggested we could add a little bit of jam on top, like strawberry or something. Uh, Also, but then you're adding more sugar to it then. But or you can add like a little bit of vanilla into your yogurt first. Or I want to try it with a little bit of lemon juice because I'm thinking, how sometimes cheesecake has like a lemon flavor, a citrusy like lemon flavor. So I'm wondering if I add a little bit of lemon juice to it, how that would be too. But this is definitely something that's going to be on our or in our refrigerator probably a lot because um, really I highly recommend trying this. Definitely a lot healthier than just a regular piece of cheesecake, which I usually get. I usually get those little sampler things at Amazon Fresh, which, by the way, is closing down. Um, which I'm kind of upset about that because one, I like that store because if I had any returns, it was so easy to just go in there, return your Amazon item, get out, easy peasy. I know I can do that at another store like Whole Foods or whatever, but this one was, and I could get, and the groceries there were not expensive. I mean they're expensive because of this day and age, but they were not more expensive than Albertsons or whatever. They very good prices there. So I enjoyed shopping there. People were always friendly. The aisles were wide. It was always clean. You know what I mean? Those are a lot of things that I enjoyed about that grocery store. And now they're closing them, so that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. I wonder what they're going to put there now. But anyway, so, but yes, I highly recommend trying it if you like cheesecake flavor. If you're a fan of yogurt, Greek yogurt, which I am, yeah. And Biscoff cookies. Of course, everyone should be a fan of Biscoff cookies because those things are good. But anyway, I digress. So, this week's trash. I have a few other things we'll go over before the end of the video too. But this week's trash, not a lot. I took this off of the garbage bag trash that I had the other day. Last week, I think I had it. I don't know if I showed it to you guys because some trash I just take and just throw it in my little trash bin to use hopefully later at the end of the year on a wider canvas. I'm hoping, but now I'm like obsessed with these like little color things. This one has part of the glue from the cardboard box on it still. I couldn't get it off, but yeah. So now I'm like looking for these things, but I like that. So I don't know if it'll go into this journal or in the bin. This will probably go in the bin because I know I've used this a few times, but I do like the look of this packaging. I know I've used this part before because I like that get back to human saying, but yeah, so that may just go in there. We did try this, really good. We got this at Lazy Acres. Because like I said, I'm trying to cut down on my sweets at night, like no more cookies and cakes and pastries and donuts and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm trying to just do like a little bit of dark chocolate, maybe dark chocolate pecans, which I have a bag over here, and I'll eat a couple of those with a dark chocolate covered pretzel. You know what I mean? Like a little handful of little snack. And and then hopefully that it has been working so far. And then, so we tried this, and this was really good. The only thing I didn't like about this is you only get like 5 or 6 of them in there. You know what I mean? Like you don't get a lot, and it is a little pricey for that. But we wanted to try it, and it was very good. So we'll probably get it again, maybe a couple months from now, something like that. But yeah, I'll try to figure out how to put that in here. And then I got these for hubby. He likes the cheese puffs, and I didn't want to get him the Cheetos brand, so I got him this one, which it was good. He liked them. And I'm thinking of I like this little bunny, the Cheeto. Okay, sorry, Cheetos. I'm not eating Cheetos, but Annie's little uh, puff there as a smile. That's really cute. So if I use this, I'll definitely use this top part. I don't know if I'll use the bottom part or not. But yeah, that's pretty much the trash food wise. I mean, he usually cooks, and we eat like a lot of stir fry vegetables and rice dishes and noodles, pasta. that kind of thing. So not a lot of trash per se, because everything is like fresh vegetables and stuff like that. So January, I just need to, we already made our page. I just need to journal for last week, and I need to do the center. So I do need to decorate this page, and I'm going to decorate it with the stuff that I've been kind of holding on to. You know, some of my pictures definitely will go in there. And then this is my picture that I took last week. This guy, he might still be carried over to the next one. We'll see. This will be in the background. You know, this will be probably on there. My Long Beach sticker. Remember, I still haven't used that. So yeah, so I need to decorate the center, and then January will be done after I journal. And then this is my picture for last week. And there's a story behind this one because we have a Scrappy 8 thread, you know, that we chat to each other on. And last week, you know, there was a storm coming through, and mostly everyone got snow or at least cold temperatures, everything like that. I think except California. I don't know what happened, but you know, we have peeps up in Oregon, Montana, North Carolina, South Carolina, you know, everywhere. And even I'm pretty sure Austria and Sweden. I'm not sure, Anna and Vera, if you guys had snow or cold temps, but people were. Sonia, you know, shared some snowy, icy pictures of her front porch. Lisa was having ice and cold temps in Texas. You know, like it was very. Everyone was sharing their cold temperatures, and then I chimed in with greetings from California. And then I showed my daughter. I'm like, yeah, you know, I told her the story, and I showed her the picture that I had sent, you know, and she was laughing, and she's like, you know, that's pretty asshole-ish. In a good way, though. They know I'm just teasing them. So yeah, so that's my picture. So that's going to go in here also. So yeah, so I just need to decorate this center page. So I don't know if I'll probably do that off camera and then share that with you guys next week, only because, like I said, I have a store meeting I need to go to, and I need to bag up some lemons because I promised a couple of people there some lemons. I did ride my bike only a couple times last week, here and here, and I went shopping for lunch on the 27th. I could have rode my bike, but hubby wanted to go grocery shopping after work, and so I wanted to hurry up and get home. I didn't want to be too late. So I ended up driving that day, and I did drive on Monday because I was relaxing, having my coffee on the couch. I was going to ride my bike, and then my friend at work texted me and said, you might want to come in a little earlier. There's a lot to do. So then I ended up just driving. I just got up right away and drove in instead of riding my bike. So yeah, so January's done. And then that brings us to, oh, you know what? I'll just put him in the middle so I don't lose him. That brings us to February. And so I already made my cover. February. I liked the good to go. I thought that was cool. This is from that shopping bag that I had. And it was from, this is a restaurant, a vegan restaurant. So that's ready to go. I was going to run this through the printer and print my calendar on here for January, but then I was afraid it was going to get stuck in there. So I'm just going to print out the calendar if I can remember what size I did, because I know I played around with it. But I'm just going to glue it onto this page instead, because I don't want to, because this was all folded and everything, I don't want to mess up my printer. But here are my pages. Okay, you guys remember these two pages because they're from January. So here's I like to have at least a bag or an envelope or some sort of pocket in case I need it. So this is going to be that. I didn't cut it yet because I may need that little flip. So I left it as is, but I can add stuff in here. You know, I can tuck stuff in if I need to, even just to hold it until the end of the month and then decide what to do with it. So that's one page. So the calendar will go here. I'll probably skip this page and then do week 1 here. So this will be week 1 of February. This will be week 2. This will be my center for my pictures or whatever, inspiration, which inspiration will now go in here. I didn't really add to it except for the push button one. I added in there, but I have plenty of room for more inspiration pictures. Oh, and I'm also going to the picture of the yogurt dish. I'm going to print that out and put that in the center of January's things because I made it last week. I made it yesterday, so that would be still January. But this will be week 3, and then this will be week 4 or week 4 again. Plenty of room in here for everything, I believe. And I'm hoping that I can put stuff on here. It's waxy. It's wax paper, very old, but I love it. I just love the way it looks. Definitely needs to be in a trash journal. But yeah, so February's done. Like I said, I just need to print out that and then add my trash to here, which, as you see, very dull brown. Everything is brown except for this little bit of blue here, brown and white. So the more colorful the trash in February, the better. So yeah, so this will fit nicely in there. This would probably be lost. It'll be camouflaged in there. So this will probably most likely go in the bin. All right, so other news. Let's see. Oh, last week we did go to the dentist on, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but here I have that. We did go to the dentist on Friday morning. We are another step closer to hubby being able to eat good food again, or solid foods. Well, he's been eating solid. I mean, he ate corn on the cob the other day, and I was like shocked. Like, how do you eat corn on the cob with no teeth? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he did. Well, he does have some teeth still in there, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, so he had got fitted for the dentures, came back. They're still in the wax. The teeth are in, but they're in the wax mold, just to check the bite, make sure it looks, the teeth are centered, you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff. So that was what Friday was for. They look nice. They do look very nice. So then now we were waiting. So then they had to send them back. So we probably won't get called next week, because I'm thinking by the time they get it back from the outside lab, it'll be probably towards the end of next week. And so we'll have to make our appointment. Hopefully it'll be sometime next week, but I'm guessing it's going to be the next week after that he goes in. And then if everything is well and it fits well, then he's done. He'll just have to do some follow-ups, like I think he said every few months, just to make sure that they're still fitting good. He said because the surgery of removing the teeth, the bones are still healing and they may change. You know what I mean? Like they may change after they, I don't know, after they heal or whatever. So yeah, so that was that. Then what else? Oh, today is February 1st, which means we have our Scrappy 8 challenge starts today. And the prompt comes from Michelle, and it is graffiti, your take. So your take on graffiti. So your style, your whatever. Like not everyone does graffiti. I know that seems like that's something right up my alley. So I kind of have an idea what I want to do, but not everybody. Graffiti is not up every. If you're a vintage, old school person, try to make vintage, old school graffiti. It could be anything. But I like that prompt: graffiti, your take on, or your style on graffiti. And then so you have all month to make whatever you want to make. It doesn't have to be journal related. It could be an assemblage. It could be just a painting on a canvas, anything like that. It could be on a card. A lot of us have, have you seen my little Scrappy 8 little book? A lot of us have little boxes made already, and then you could just make a card and put it in the box. Whatever your desire is, that's up to you. And then also I did get, and I'll put her picture, I guess I'll insert it here. This is Vera from Spilled Copy Crafts, and she already has her 5 items for the 5-item dollar store challenge. All right, you guys remember that one. So that's this month also. So she has her 5 items. She's just waiting on me to give the prompt. And remember, I said that was going to be in the middle of February, like, because technically it's starting this month. I just gave you guys a heads up back in January when I was thinking about it, but you have the next week, 2 weeks to gather your 5 items. It could be from the dollar store, it could be from the thrift store, it could be from around your house. If it's from around your house, the fun thing I did before was I had hubby go around and get 5 items. I told him try to make them not big, like smaller 5 items, anything that are not craft related, art related, that type of thing. And then, and then we made something out of that. So if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm just trying to make it to where you don't spend a lot of money. You don't have to send it to somebody else. You don't swap. You have your own 5 items. And then I'm going to give the prompt on Trash Talk on February 15th. So that one will have the prompt. I will say it during that video. And then on that one also in the comment section is where you guys come in, and I need you guys to give me prompts. It can be more than one. If you just start thinking of some really cool prompts, so that the next challenge will all have the same prompt. I won't have a different one because I'm going to draw it out of a hat. Okay, a hat. All right, so it might be a bowl or whatever. So I hope you guys understand that. Again, if you get your 5 items from the dollar store, you cannot go down the craft aisle. You have to get it 5 off the wall items. Okay, and then the rules of the game is you can use a canvas, like say you can have a substrate. So you want to do something on a canvas, you are allowed to use a canvas, and then you take your 5 items and you create on that canvas, or you create on a page, a tag, that you're allowed to have that. You cannot add, you have to only use your 5 items. Packaging of the 5 items is included. You can use the packaging of the 5 items. But you cannot add extra stuff like threads, brads, buttons, scraps, other scraps, you know what I mean? Stickers, whatever. You cannot. You can only use the 5 items for your art piece. And you are allowed to use like glue, paint. So you can paint, inks, sprays, that kind of stuff. You can use markers. You're allowed to use that, but you cannot add other ephemera or pieces. You can't use paper clips unless that's, well, I think like staples and paper clips, if you're using that instead of glue, then you can use it. But if you're using it as a piece for, well, you guys know, what I'm saying, like artistic reasons, then you can't. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I look forward to that. We do have some players on Instagram that are going to do it. And hopefully we'll have fun with it. And we can do it again, like I said, either next quarter or in a few months. We'll play it by ear and see how everybody feels about it. Okay. So now, starting now, I already have the prompt in my head. So if you show me your 5 items, it's not going to deter my prompt. My prompt is in my head. I should write it down and date it, but I'm not going to change the prompt. All right. For a while in January, I was flip-flopping. I was like, should I do this prompt? Is there another prompt? But for some reason, this prompt is just stuck in my head. And I really am kind of blank on what else I could do as a prompt. Like it's there. It's the prompt. So if you want to start sharing your 5 items with me, if you want to email me a picture, if you share it on Instagram, you can. Just use the hashtag 5 item dollar store challenge, so I can see it, and then, or even tag me, and then we'll just go from there. And I'm going to add, like I added Vera's 5 items. So Noelle, I know you have 5 items. I don't believe I've seen them yet, but if you want to share those, feel free to share that. And then I will also add it, everyone's 5 items during Trash Talk, leading up to and even after I give you guys the prompt. But yeah, so there we go. And I have my 5 items. I'm not sharing it because I don't want to sway anybody's prompts, right? So I want you guys to just list your prompts. The first prompt comment on that video on the 15th, that is going to be my prompt. And then I'll reveal what my 5 items are. Okay. All right. Hope that makes sense. All right. So then I've covered Scrappy 8. I've covered the 5 item challenge. And I think that is it. Oh yeah. And then I also, okay, you guys know I have that I made a little key. Let me grab it. I made a little key, right, for my trash. But I think the shop before work, you see I have like the little green star. That's what I've been using. I think now, look at what I saw in here, a little shopping cart. Can you guys see that? I'm going to start using that for the days that I have to go shopping, and that's why I drive to work. So I need to put some white paper over this and just, or put that on top of that. Yeah. So I need to change my key because I'm going to start using that instead. And I think that's it. Last week was not a very eventful week except for the dentist. I worked Monday through Friday. Like I said, work is still a little bit busy. It's still kind of hectic on Mondays. But other than that, it's all right. It's an all right week. I did do some yard work yesterday. I'll enter some before. I did do a video, but I think I'll just put the before and after pictures here. I used, again, my lawnmower is still, we haven't worked on it yet. I used the weed whacker to mow down all of that grass, and my arms they started feeling heavy yesterday, so then I just stopped. So it doesn't look like I did a lot, but I did. Even where the grass is kind of low, I went over that also. So yeah, and then along that back fence, I pulled up all the grass and weeds there by hand, because I don't want it to grow back so fast. And so, like a lot of the weeds, I pull up by hand, and then I just use the weed whacker to cut the grass part. So yeah, I kind of did a bit. It was kind of hot yesterday too. And then, of course, as you saw at the beginning of the video, I am working on a pet portrait, and yeah, so I'm quite busy. So the pet portrait I'm going to have to work on, as I'm going to try to work on it today also after I get this done after the store meeting. And then that will probably be like in the evenings when I get home, I'll just, or in the mornings before I go to work, I'll just do a little here and there to try to get that done. And then, yeah, I got to think, I kind of already have an idea for Scrappy 8. So I need to get that started also. All right. So that's what we have to look forward to in February so far. And I look forward to seeing what your 5 items are. So don't forget to start sending them to me, or if you do it on Instagram, tag me so I can use your picture and add it into my videos. Okay. Oops. I forgot. I had these also for trash. I'm like, wait a minute. I know I had more trash than this. They were in the wrong area. So I did. I usually eat this cereal sparingly some days. So I finished a box, and that is one of my trash pieces. And then I just cut it because at first I was just going to keep the front, and then I looked at the back and I'm like, that's kind of cool looking too. So I don't know. I might use both. I might use one and then put one in the trash bin. I'm going to see if, I don't know if I can. It's pretty thin, but I don't think I can take off the paper off of it. I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, maybe. But you want to make sure you don't tear it up. Oh yeah, look, see. But you got to be careful because sometimes it gets thinner and thinner. See how here you can start seeing that piece. I'd rather have this cardboard on there. But anyway, so yeah, so I did forgot to show you guys that. But there's that, and somehow I have to insert this little clip now into the video. I don't know if I'll do it at the end or what, because I was already done with the video. And I'm sorry I'm not going to show you guys how I incorporate it, but we'll go over that on next week's Trash Talk. All right? All right. Love y'all. Just